This is Countdown to Economic Collapse. I'm David John Sponheim, and we are in crisis. Our nation's biggest enemy is apathy. If we don't create a third party soon, the two-party system will continue to back big business and support them in ways that we have no idea the outcome. Big business has always printed up more money. Bankers, like Goldman Sachs, have always encouraged the printing of money, weakening the dollar. And that is the fate of our nation right now. So what can we do to begin to curtail the costs? Well, Barack Obama wants to spend $3.5 trillion in next year's budget. The Democrats didn't come up with a budget for next year or this year. They didn't come up with it by the April 15th deadline, so Barack Obama is coming up with it for them. $3.5 trillion. In that, $25 billion will go to the states, a paltry $25 billion. But yet that is the part that is integral. If our states don't start saving money and getting ahead of their personal and financial nightmares, and I talked about the bonds, the municipal bonds that could go under the $3 trillion, if they don't get ahead of that soon, our country could fall into a tailspin and the banking crisis could begin to ensue. Now, what can we do to save money? We have a couple very interesting solutions, and that would be saving money on education as one of our solutions. Across the board, states can save a tremendous amount on their education dollar. Take a look at this information from the Department of Education.
As you probably know, the United States leaves the responsibility for public K-12 education with the states. What you might not know is the tax burden on the American taxpayer. In 2004-2005, the taxpayer estimated cost of $536 billion to educate kids K-12. We also spent an additional $373 billion for higher education in the same school year. But you might want to note that even though the United States is a world leader in education investment, nations that spend far less achieve higher levels of student performance. Now imagine all our full-time teachers being fired. We no longer have to pay pension funds. We no longer have to pay health care benefits to them. They could be rehired as substitute teachers. We could use existing substitute teachers at half the cost of our existing full-time teachers, and we would save our nation approximately $265 billion every year. And we'd get the same results, if not better, from those substitute teachers.
You see, creative ideas will solve America's problems. It's not going to be pleasant for full-time teachers to lose their benefits, their pensions, their jobs, and become substitute teachers, but it's the only solution in lieu of a tremendous cost overlay that is currently strangling our state budgets. What can we do as citizens? Without oversight and monitoring, our nation will continue to fall into the hands of special interests, and those are the people that control the two-party system. You see, folks, you've been deceived. Your country has fallen into the hands of elitists. Our country has no lobbyists for the American people. At America's Third Party, we can be that lobbyist. We can work as a political entity to work toward better, sounder fiscal policy and a way in which we can actually loop money back into our system so our government doesn't have to drain you of your tax dollars. All of our ideas are novel, unique, and actually can lead to a more solvent, sustainable future for America. So I urge you to check out americasthirdparty.com and keep track of what I do every single week here, every Sunday. Now, on a side note, I want you to know that these shows will go on despite any kind of a financial crisis that ensues. I don't buy the idea that our country is in a recovery like Ben Bernanke is pushing. I don't buy the propaganda. And I believe that our country needs the kind of edgy, journalistic approach that this show offers, and will continue to direct not only your attention to the problem, but also to the solution.
Check us out at americasthirdparty.com.